describe your emotions being on the red carpet for this event?
I never actually dreamed it would actually get this far, but I'm really chuffed it's made it this far. It's great. My experiences is the worst day I've ever imagined, and it's my worst day in my life. I hope I never relive again. And hopefully it'll show off the bravery of everyone actually on the day and how we kept together and managed to all get out of there.
Why do you think it's important to have a story like this brought to life on screen for people around the country, around the world to experience?
Because it was it was an extraordinary day, so I think it needs to be brought to film because there's not been a decent movie about any war movies by the British since the Second World War, and certainly we've had enough dramas in the past since then, so it definitely needs to be brought to screen, yeah. To be honest, I don't think there is a day you could train to be like this because there was a lot of stuff that was carried out that was just through friendship and like bravery that you're not taught, you know what I mean?
I mean, like you say, there are so many acts of bravery on this day. Looking back, is there one particular memory that you look at and feel represents the very best of what the armed services are capable of?
Basically, because when we were winched out the actual minefield, Mark Wright shouted to me, if I die, tell my family and my uncle that I love them. And I was just like, shut up, this time we're going to be back in it. Next time we're going to be back in the pub. So he knew he was dying, but he still carried on till the end, still managed to keep us informed of what was happening and what was happening next. So that was basically the bravest thing I've seen.
And of course, we've just come through a very poignant period in the calendar with the remembrance events. Why do you think it is so vitally important that as a nation we continue to honour and protect the memory, the legacy of all the people we've lost in armed service?
Because basically, just to prove and hope that all the 453 dead aren't really a waste, because we don't want to see it do that way by Afghan going back to the regime it had before we went in to get to the place. So I think hopefully that will show the bravery of just 12 regular guys in the army, that just camaraderie.
There's wonderful organisations like Help the Heroes out there doing their very best to help support our armed servicemen. I'm curious, do you feel there is enough done though to support particularly our injured servicemen?
I can't really say on that because I got discharged a couple of years ago, and the care we had at Headley Court was fantastic then, and ongoing since then. I've been looked after at a NHS hospital, but that's all been funded by the MOD, so I really can't have any bad words to say about it.
And of course, I think the Invictus Games is a particularly inspiring example of what I think people out of service are capable of, even when dealing with life-changing injuries. How proud do you feel when you're watching events like that?
I thought it was really good. Yeah, it's fantastic how these guys that have been blown up like after me, and they maybe get lesser injuries and stuff like that, even worse injuries myself, just cracking on and getting on with my life and carrying on as normal.
And I guess my final question, do you have a message, particularly to a younger generation who are considering going into service themselves, about why what you do is so important?
I've got nothing bad to say about my time in the army. It happened and it's just part of army life, and the way I always see it is you can get knocked down by a car tomorrow and lose a leg, so but it's a fantastic job. I've not got anything bad to say about it, my 20-year service.